I'm back. Rhodes Rants on Disney and the Rise of Skywalker. As we know, yesterday, the Rise of Skywalker barely limped past 2 broken legs, pulled itself over. Turtle walked over the billion-dollar finish line yesterday. And everybody is claiming victory. What? Let me understand this correctly. The Force Awakens makes over $2 billion. This film drops 5 years later, makes half of what the first movie does, and it's a win? Arrow in your mother effing bam eye hole. This is a colossal freaking embarrassment for Lucasfilm. Really? And look, they know it. What should have been the end game of Star Wars can't even make half of what Endgame made. Say that out loud. Star Wars, the final Skywalker film, can't make half of what Endgame made. Let that wash around in your palate a little bit, okay, before you claim victory. And now Disney is staring down the barrel of what could be a ugly, ugly year for them at the box office. Yeah, this is an article from Scott Mendelson. We're not really going to read it, but I got it up for some context. They earned $13 billion at the box office this past year. The Rise of Skywalker limped past on its 28th day, okay? Listen to this. It may be Walt Disney's last billion-dollar grosser for as long as 2 years. Yikes. You think the shareholders are not going to look at Disney with an eyebrow raised like, whoa, what happened to all of our money, our investment? What's going on here, right? In the realm of coin toss analysis, Mulan could earn Fast 7 numbers, Furious 7, $391 million in China, or it could pull Kung Fu Panda $154 million marketplace numbers. The Pixar originals could pull Brave figures at $538 all the way up to Inside Out at $854. Who's to say Black Widow and Eternals won't pull global grosses closer to the big Phase 3 flicks versus Phase 2? Disney could fail to top the box office chart for the first time in 6 years. Wow. The Rise of Skywalker in 2020 would have guaranteed a $1 billion grosser for the Mouse House. As of right now, it looks like Fast 9, No Time to Die, and Wonder Woman are going to be the biggest films of the year. And I think James Bond could be a little iffy depending on how they play that storyline out. So, Disney's about to take one directly, bam, in the eye hole at the box office because they have no properties coming that are guaranteed billion-dollar properties. Right? Look, I will be the first to say I think the Eternals is going to be a sneaky hit, but I think it's going to be a sneaky hit in that $800 to $900 million range. Or, you know, it could be our now's Guardian of the Galaxy, and it could be a huge hit, make $1.5 billion. Who knows? Although Guardians didn't make nearly that. But now it could. You know, we don't know. But look, going back to the Rise of Skywalker, look, if they'd have gotten these stories right, this movie should have made a minimum of $1.8 billion. And I'm telling, this is coming from somebody that did trending and forecasting in the corporate world for years. I took statistics. I'll make a video where I break down what this movie should have made based on the figures and the analysis of the previous films, if they would have made 2 good sequels to The Force Awakens, and they would have been true to the characters, the story, gave us a good story, just a good story for these sequels. These films would have done much better at the box office, much better in China than what they ended up doing. That's the plain and simple. This is an indictment of Lucasfilm's storytelling, that it can barely make $1 billion. And while everybody is claiming victory for the Rise of Skywalker and their anti-fandom menace bullshit movement, look, you absolutely cannot, if you are paying attention, you cannot reasonably sit back and believe this is a success, because I can tell you right now, I don't believe Lucasfilm thinks it's a success at all. I do not. 5 years after the first movie, and it just grosses half of what the first one did. Half, 5 years later, with inflation. It's not going to beat Rogue One domestically, a spin-off Star Wars story, and you're claiming victory on a Skywalker film. Horse shit. You know you're full of shit. Also, grossing $1 billion is not an indicator of a good film, by the way. The Last Jedi, anybody? And look, before somebody tries to say, oh, you're just one of these blah, 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 hateful. Look, one of my movies of the year was The Lion King, okay? I don't want to hear that shit. On my channel, I mean, I'm going to tell you what I think. The Lion King beat the brakes off The Rise of Skywalker. Think about that a minute. In what universe we're living in that what used to be the #1 entertainment IP can't beat The Lion King at the box office? Come on. Not only can it not beat it, it can't even sniff it. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.